Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing well. I think it's been, I don't know, a couple of weeks since my last video. But yeah, so I'm back and am actually working on a bear pride blanket, and it's corner to corner. So what that means is that you start from the corner and you're going to end up at the other side of the corner. So I'm not really sure how big it's going to be, but I kind of like calculated it to let me see, for each row for 20 per color. So 20 times 7, because it's a Bear Pride blanket, so it has 7 colors. So so 720s, that's 140. So what I did was I think it's divided by 2, and I guess once you reach 70 rows, then you start decreasing on one side. So and then I keep doing that until like 105 rows, and then I'll start decreasing on both sides. So that's how it works. So I'm actually really glad that I'm doing this. You know, it kind of like keeps my not that my mind busy, but also it keeps my hands busy too. Because my hand just wants to just keep crocheting. So my last project was of like a navy and lavender color, and you could actually see that in one of my short videos, and you know, the completed work. I like to post stuff, you know, that I complete into my shorts videos. So but yeah, so what has been happening? I'm still crocheting away, as you can see, and I'm trying to get as much work done as possible, because the warmer weather is going to be coming in, and then my palms will start sweating, which makes it very uncomfortable for me to crochet. I am in the middle of doing a Coraline tote bag. I got the whole 13 squares. I put that aside because I finally got this yarn, which I got from Temu. So which is, I'm quite surprised with the Temu yarn, and because of it's very it's good to work with, and it's very soft, which is, I'm impressed with the yarn. And but sometimes you, like with the yarn, you'll see that it kind of like unravels a little bit, you know, with the little strands within the yarn. But I just kind of work with it and, you know, just go with the flow. So with the tote bag, I still have to put that together, and then put the fabric in as well. Which reminds me, I have to start. I guess when the warmer weather comes, I'll start doing more sewing, and yeah, because there's projects that I want to start doing, and but I'm still going to try to still crochet during the spring and summertime. I just have to have the fan on to keep my hands cool. So, you might, for those who are following, you are probably wondering, about my moving and all that kind of stuff. So there's a few options there. I could either continue to stay here, or move to Belfast. And wait a minute, or maybe go to Manchester. I know both. Well, Belfast isn't really that expensive. Different prices a little bit, but I think I could be able to work with that. And I know Manchester is pretty expensive. Expensive to live. But I have thought about Dublin as well. Dublin's kind of expensive too. Well, it is expensive. What I have noticed is that the residents in, oh, look at this. I hate when that happens. What I do with this is, well, let me see if I can be able to get through it, without cutting it. But I have friends down in Dublin, and they say that the Temple Bar, which is a very popular bar, the pints, they're about 10 or 11 pounds, which is very, very expensive. And let me see if I can really get through this. Yeah, see, I can't get through it, without it being shown. So what I have to do is I have to cut that piece, and yeah, it's starting to unravel a little bit right over here. So yeah, the residents, they won't buy pints over at the Temple Bar for 10, 11 pounds. But if you're a visitor going to Dublin, they don't mind paying the 10, 11 pounds. They're on holidays and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, the residents, they won't pay for a pint with that much. And that's quite understanding. I'm like, I wouldn't pay that amount. I've what I like to do is buy my drinks from the shop and from the grocery store or the off license, and then I have my drinks here at the house because it's cheap, rather than going to any bar. Damn, there's another one. That's not too bad. I caught another one of these. But it was a very small one, so I could be able to get away with it. So, but yeah, I'm like, I wouldn't be paying for that much. I prefer to have, like, just chill out, with some friends at the house and having drinks, watch movies and all that kind of stuff. That's my thing. I'm not really much of a bar person anyway. Speaking of bars, I have a plane ticket that's going to Manchester in May. So I'm going to go there. I still have to book hotels and meet some friends over there. There's a few of them that was going to be that they're going to show me around, because I'm not familiar with Manchester, and I think it's a good idea to get familiar with it. But even though it's very expensive, I think I will fit more in Manchester. But I don't fit in here because, there's no bears around, and to hang out with, and yeah, it's just crazy. So the reason why I thought about Belfast is because, there's more of an opportunity there. So yeah, it's just something to think about. So there's 3 places: Manchester, Belfast, or Dublin. Oh, by the way, Dublin, I used to live in Donegal, which is Letterkenny, and I got my ID card and everything is set up there. So after my husband had passed away, I moved over here to Derry. So I've my family, they wanted me to to come back here rather than stay in Letterkenny. So so that's what I did. And so if I decide to go to Dublin, I don't have to register anything. Everything is just right there. But the downfall is that I'll lose my what they call PIP here, which is a personalized independent payment, and I have to get off the universal credit, and go through HAP through there. HAP is like a housing thing, to help me with my housing, and some help with for which I had left behind when I left Letterkenny. So so it's just something to think about. I was doing researching and comparing Belfast to Dublin. The good thing about Belfast is that I could just move my universal credit down there, and I don't have to sign up for HAP, because Belfast is still in the northern part of Ireland. As if I left here to go to the Republic of Ireland, I will have to, it's more like a risky kind of situation, and I don't know, it's I guess I just have to try out Dublin, because I really haven't been down there either, only through the airports, and that's about it. So so I'm just kind of like sticking to it right now to see if anything will kind of fall into place. I may like to go to Belfast, and but the downfall of that is that I know somebody down there, and he kind of like when he asked me to go to Benidorm with him, I asked him, give me the price, for my share for the flights, hotels. He says, don't worry about it. It's all covered. So I thought, well, that's kind of generous review, and I didn't really think of it until his neighbor was introducing me to their friends as the boyfriend. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, we haven't really discussed this. So I've actually I just had to let the friendship go, and I stopped going to Lisburn, because that's where he lives. And but I know that he goes to Belfast every once in a while, and I just don't want to. I don't want to see him, because he started calling me a cunt, and his neighbor started calling me a cunt of everything that he's done for me. I said, well, that's your choice. I was looking to pay my way. I don't want you to be going around meeting your friends, and show and tell like I was your partner, because it's not going to happen. It doesn't work that way. So I ended up blocking him as well as his neighbor. It's funny, like he and her, they're kind of like you would have thought that they were a married couple, because they call each other cunts. So they're always goofing around and all that. So when she said that to me, I was like, well, not everybody is appreciative of being called that. You may call each other that, but other people will get offensive about it. So yeah, I'm just thinking about Belfast, and maybe if I go outside of the city, maybe I could find something different. And if I need to go into the city, then the buses are there, the trains are there, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's just something to think about. Also, I think I said it. I think that I was heading to Manchester in May, and I'm like totally focused on this blanket. So I'm probably repeating myself. So yeah, just gonna be meeting new friends. I'm just checking to see if there's how much yarn I have left to start another ball. So I had a friend that that I was gonna room in with in the hotel, and I was gonna pay my share of the hotel, so he doesn't have to pay for the full 4 days. And but then I got a message from him saying that he had to cancel Manchester. He doesn't live too far from Manchester. He canceled it because of his mother is very sick, and I don't think that she has much time living, which is really sad. So I just told him, your mother is important, do what you need to do, and all that. So yeah, I have to book a hotel. If I decide not to go to not Belfast, to Manchester, I'll lose the plane tickets. There's no refunds. They only refund you only within the 24 hours, which I think is kind of ridiculous. When I was booking for EasyJet, I had made a mistake. So that mistake was leaving from Belfast to Manchester twice. So because of that, I had contacted my cousin to see if he could be able to fix it, and he said that it will be about 30 pounds to change it. And this is like within 24 hours. And I just think it's crazy. You know, you make a mistake and you have to pay a little extra, you know, for that mistake. I mean, I can understand if you did it and not realizing until after the 24 hours. I mean, that was a simple mistake. So that's about 30 pounds that I had lost. So I'm trying to, I am a little nervous to go to Manchester because I don't know what to expect. I'm like I wouldn't mind going to the bars here, even though I'm not a bar person. I'll probably meet some other people, other bears and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, so I still have to book the hotel and trying to figure a way how to get from Manchester, Belfast to the hotel, because the bears are saying, you know, try to get a hotel, you know, by Canal Street. That's where all the action's at. You know, where you can be able to hang out and all that kind of good stuff. So, I don't like doing things on my own. Well, there's certain things, you know, like, I like going for walks on my own and all that, but more like, if I'm going someplace that I'm not familiar with, I have this weird feeling that, I don't know if you would call it a panic attack, but it could also mean like a little bit of excitement as well, or anxious, because I've never been there before, and because Manchester is big, I don't know how I'm going to feel. I know my feelings are there, but I want to be able to feel comfortable going over there and be excited. Yeah, I want to meet some new friends, and I could be able to go back and forth to. And but yeah, some of them, you know, it's nice enough to know that they care, and you know, they'll do everything that they can to make me feel comfortable and all that kind of nice stuff. So, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I am pretty excited about it. Knowing the fact that Manchester, I've always wanted to go to Manchester to see what it's like, even though it's big. And I guess Canal Street is kind of like the center of Manchester, I think. I could be wrong. You know, just knowing that I've never been there before, so I'm just guessing. But what else is happening? I'm still working out, and I had stopped working out for a while. I had to take a stand, you know, and that says I need to, I have to start working out again. And what I did was I also stopped the Monjaro that I was on, because I started having these feelings that if I stop, I'm going to be gaining more weight than before. So, and the funny thing is that I wasn't feeling anything. I wasn't losing any weight. So what I did was, after my birthday, which was the end of November, I stopped it. So, and that's kind of like when I started working out again. Because when I was on the Mounjaro, I was feeling a little lazy, and I just didn't feel like doing anything at all. I didn't like how it made me feel. And since I wasn't losing any weight, you know, I said, well, I'm not going to go for that again. I'm not going to take it anymore. And now that the doctor, he wants me to come see him, I think because I stopped the Mounjaro, because otherwise he wouldn't have had contacted me telling me that he needs to set up an appointment. Well, he didn't actually contact me. It was on one of those green slips, along with the prescriptions, and saying, you know, making an appointment. That was the beginning of January. I'm still trying to get in touch with them. And I'm pretty much fed up calling them, waiting and waiting. And by the time I do get in touch with them, all the appointment slots are all full, so I had to call the next day. And it is tiring. Yeah, and there's a lot of the days that I'm like, you know what, I'm not even going to bother calling them, because it's just going to be the same thing. I try to call like like about a little after 6. No, not after 6. I was told that to go online to go after 6 o'clock and you can get the appointment. I did that. It didn't work. So the minute that 9 o'clock hits, I'll put the tone, or I'll dial it, automatic dial, and boom, it's busy. Even if I called like 8:59, I'm sorry, but you know, our office is now closed. Please call back at 9 a.m. So I don't know what's happening with that. I'm just fed up with it, you know. But I'm glad too that I'm working out again, and I don't go to the gym. I kind of like basically work out at home, because I do have dumbbells, a bench, and some resistance bands as well. Oh, I also have this here as well. It's kind of like a bar, and it's called the X3. So this is very expensive. Some weight on it too, so and that has that came along with the bands as well. Which reminds me, I have to get a bag for that. Yeah, but that's more money to spend. I suppose I could use just like a regular duffel bag for the equipment. So let me see, I'm just making sure that, hold on for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Yeah, so you have to keep going. I was just trying to figure out when do I start to double decrease on each side. So so what I do is, you know, with my working out, is that I follow an app called Heavy, which is HEVY, and you could do your own workout routine. And I created it, and it's funny because I have other apps out there that I use. Well, I haven't used them for a while, but it doesn't make me it made me feel that the heavy app is making me push more at my workouts rather than, you know, the other ones. You know, so that's something good, you know. And actually, one of my friends on Facebook, he told me about the app, and he was pretty much supportive. He's pretty fit himself, and he's always given me good comments about it, which I'm kind of surprised, because a lot of the muscle bears, they're kind of they like to stick to their own kind, so to speak. And so I was quite surprised. He says, you know, because he told me that he looks beyond that. He did say that he likes me very much, and, you know, so we chat a lot. We chat a lot on Facebook, so it was nice to get his opinion on certain things, you know, if something's wrong or whichever. Yeah, so I've I don't know, I think that's about it. I actually have the TV on. I'm watching First Dates. I should be watching The Strongest Man, because I love The Strongest Man competitions. Even like the reruns, I would still watch it. So I try to try to eat more healthier. I haven't had boiled potatoes. I do have pasta in the press, but I haven't used that for a while. So I'm trying to stay away from carbs. Eat more proteins. Because I think for each pound of weight that you are is one protein or something like that. I'm still trying to figure it out. Maybe I'll use MyFitnessPal. That might be a good idea. So I would track the proteins. So that's something to think about. This is a matter of scanning the food items and all that kind of stuff. So it means more work. So, but at the time being, I'm just doing like for breakfast, I would have like a little chicken breast and maybe 3 eggs, and probably what do you call it, a sweet potato hash brown. So rather than the regular hash browns, because they're more healthier than the regular hash browns. So I actually like sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes really nice. So but yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go. I don't even know what time is it. It's really late, you know, but I just can't seem to sleep. 3:25. Yeah, I've been up since like about 1:30 maybe. And I just can't switch off. I don't know why. I have an appointment in the morning too. I have to go to the hospital. Something to do with a hernia. I'm on a waiting list for that. And it's been on a waiting list for a few years. So when they called me, I didn't know, what waiting list are you talking about? But according to the charts, he said that I am on a waiting list for it. And I have a feeling that it's... See, I have this sort of like a blood blister that comes up every once in a while, where there's a lump. And I think that came from when I had the appendix bursted, and I had a tube through one side to the other with a little sort of like, it looks like an egg, to drain all those toxic fluids. And so when the woman pulled out the tube, I remember she says, inhale when I start pulling. I said, okay, fair enough. And then they patched it up afterwards. So once it healed, I'm just like noticing, this was like about maybe like 4 years ago. Wait a minute, why is there a lump there? And then the blood blister keeps appearing. You know, and when they told me that it's because of sweat and all that kind of stuff, but that doesn't tell me what this lump is. So that's what I think what it is. I think it's a hernia. And that's why I was on a waiting list. I think they're going to check it out, but I will tell them, is that the hernia that you're talking about? So, but anyways, I'm not even looking forward to the hospital. It means a lot of waiting time. I'd be lucky to even go in and out. I'm not really sure what they're going to be doing. I think they're going to examine me first and then they'll scan me. But anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. Well, since I'm wide awake, I might as well get a cup of coffee, because I'll probably be up for the rest of the night. Yeah, so I'm going to let you guys go, and thanks for listening. Thanks for, if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you subscribe, leave any comments, and doing the likes, and hope you like my blanket so far. So I'm actually hoping that I could be able to finish this by, well, what's today? This is the weekend. I don't know, maybe next weekend. And then I'm thinking of doing single crochets all the way around all 7 colors. I think that would be kind of nice. Something to think about. And then I'll see what else I'm going to be doing. Oh, I still have to do the Coraline bag. But yeah, so you guys take care. If you haven't subscribed, again, make sure that you subscribe and leave any comments. I like comments, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. And so you guys take care. So enjoy your weekend.